Imagine being drained of your very life force. Your chakra is being siphoned away day after day, year after year, until nothing remains but an empty shell. Some might say Sasuke's used to that. After all, he's always out of chakra, right? Well, in Boruto Two Blue Vortex chapter 25, we witness the terrifying aftermath of Moegi's unsealing, even after only a few days. Where she was trapped, she could barely stand. Her chakra flow, it was so weak she needed days of recovery. Now ask yourself this, if a few days nearly broke Moegi, what about Sasuke Uchiha, who's been shelled for over 2 years now? The truth, it is chilling. It's something that we're not paying enough attention to. Sasuke may be in more danger than anyone realizes, and if the story decides to pull the trigger, his fate, it could change the course of Boruto's future forever. Join me in today's newest Naruto Explained video where your OBC, your original Boruto chief, goes into detail about why the looming cloud of darkness swirling over the head of our favorite Uchiha should, as a fan, have you very concerned. Also, the chapter review should be up by the time you guys are seeing this. If it isn't, then it'll be up in the next couple of days. Gave the chapter review editor the audio on the 16th. Also, don't forget to check out my new Gachi Akira video explaining every raider in the series on my Anime Explained channel, which I'll have linked in the end credits and description as well. And be on the lookout for the videos for Sakamoto Days, Dawn to Dawn, My Dress Up Darling, and Rent a Girlfriend. Those videos are being worked on currently for your enjoyment because of this current anime season. So let's go ahead and get with the Moegi example being a warning for Sasuke. So that most recent chapter, when Moegi was freed, she was in that critical condition. Her chakra, it had been drained so low to a point that she couldn't even support her own body weight. She had to be carried to the hospital. And this was after just a few days of being sealed. The clog rind that bit her directly funneled her chakra into the Shinju known as Matsuri. This moment wasn't just about Moegi. It was a narrative foreshadowing. A red flag planted by the diabolical duo of Kishimoto and Ikimoto to warn readers. Being trapped inside these trees, it isn't just a simple prison sentence. It is a death sentence potentially by slow starvation of the soul. And while Moegi is fortunate enough to only been sealed for a few days, Sasuke's been undergoing this torment for over 2 years. Now, the length of time is Sasuke's worst enemy. So Sasuke does have a massive chakra pool despite all the memes that are out there. I will leave linked in the description box the Sasuke out of chakra video that I think a lot of people probably need to watch because there's a gross misunderstanding about that whole out of chakra thing. Boruto era Sasuke would whoop the shit out of Sasuke that fought Kaguya. He's a lot stronger. He's got larger chakra pools than Moegi, absolutely no question. But the issue isn't the size of the tank. Instead, it's how long it's been leaking. Imagine a candle, no matter how thick, burning for 2 years straight. Eventually, it will sputter out. If Moegi's short time left her so weak she could barely function, then Sasuke's prolonged imprisonment might leave him in a coma, or it might leave him even worse off. I want you to think about Naruto being sealed by Jigen's chakra rods and Jigen diabolically sealing this guy in a pair of ramen cups. And I want you to think about Sasuke being in that tree. I want you to put those images in your head side by side. So remember Naruto, even the chakra stamina monster himself, he fell into a 2-day coma after Jigen slammed him with chakra rods that disrupted and blocked the chakra flow to his body, and that was only a few days. Yes, Naruto was beaten half to death by Jigen. It took 3 hits by full power Jigen to have Naruto sitting there doing the woozy dance. It's a different situation, yes, but it also shows us something vital. Even gods among shinobi, they cannot endure chakra depravity for a long period of time. Sasuke being drained continuously for years may be past the point of no return. Keyword maybe. And this brings me to the whole point of zero chakra, something that a lot of people overlook. Zero chakra is the point of no return. To understand the true danger that Sasuke faces, we need to distinguish the difference between 2 different states in the Naruto world. Being out of chakra, like you hear Sasuke say, and being at the point that we call absolute zero chakra. Think about Kakashi collapsing in the pain arc. Think about Naruto falling into exhaustion when Toneri hit him with a focused Tenseigan energy vessel blast. When a shinobi runs out of chakra, they can no longer perform jutsu safely. If they push past that limit, then the body begins to start eating away at its own life force, depending on how much chakra is used, or rather how much of the life force is used after that. This is why shinobi collapse from exhaustion, or why continuing to fight when chakra is depleted can cause severe damage. But that's not the same as absolute zero. Absolute zero is death in the Naruto world. If a shinobi's reserves are fully drained and their chakra network completely runs dry, the last bits of chakra that you see in the chakra node in the heart, if that is used up, their body's going to shut down permanently. We saw hints of this in Kakashi's sacrifice in the pain arc. His chakra reached its end and his body gave out, but he had to do it because he needed to save Choji, because some things are bigger than yourself. We've seen how close even Naruto came when Toneri used the focus blast of the Tenseigan energy to siphon nearly all of Naruto's chakra in that attack that left that crater bigger than any Bijudama that was fired off by a Ten Tails in the war. It took Sakura several days of non-stop healing to restore Naruto's chakra. The difference is survival versus finality. Out of chakra means you can recover with rest and medical ninjutsu, like we saw with Kakashi in the Land of Waves arc. Absolute zero means there's nothing left to restore. The flame is gone forever. And this is where Sasuke's danger becomes undeniable. If Moegi's reserves collapse after a few days, and Naruto, a guy who had the chakra of the 9 Biju, who is a stamina god even without the Biju chakra, if he nearly died when drained after only a short span of having those chakra rods shoved inside of him, then Sasuke being continuously drained over 2 years risks being pushed dangerously close to that absolute zero threshold. Even with his immense chakra reserves, the length of time, it is a factor that changes everything. A slow bleed over a couple of years, it could leave Sasuke at the brink of irreversible collapse. The tragedy, when Boruto reaches him, that might not be enough left behind for Boruto to save. And I think that there are clues here. There's desperation. The clues have been right in our face. That explains why there's some stuff that might have flew under the radar that you might not have picked up on. Boruto's obsession with Sasuke's Thorn Soul Bulb is right there. He tried twice to recover it. Once in chapter 4, and Kashin Koji had to tell him like, yo fam, get out of there. And then again in chapter 12, where he had it, Kawaki started bickering, Jura said 2 for 1 special, he shot Boruto and stole the Thorn Soul Bulb back. Why? Because Boruto knows. Boruto understands there's a ticking clock better than anyone else. If Sasuke's soul and body remains trapped much longer, there might not be potentially anything left to save. This desperation shows us there is likely an unseen time limit. It hasn't been stated, but there might be a time limit. The longer Sasuke remains trapped, the less chance he has of ever walking free again. Boruto, in a race against time, is more than just loyalty to his master. It's also survival for Sasuke himself. And this brings me to a literary concept that I guarantee, tooting my own horn, you probably heard this for the first time on my channel, which is the concept of a Weltschmerz, basically a world in pain. So let's talk about how the emotional weight itself carries. So longtime viewers have heard me use this term for years now. The German word Weltschmerz. It translates into world pain. It's grief of realizing reality never truly matches your hopes. It's basically what you see in a story where some tragic event happens and you as a reader is so shocked that it took place that you find yourself bargaining against the story. Well, what if this happened? What if they did this differently? What if this one change was made? Like, say, people coming up with all these alternate scenarios of how Naruto never had to lose Kurama. That is a Weltschmerz. That means that the author inflicted so much pain on you as a reader that he got you that invested in the story that you're bargaining against it. That means the writer did their job. If Sasuke emerges from that tree only to be left in a coma, crippled, or even dead, the story plunges into a well-smirched scenario. Boruto's hope has always been tied into his mentor, the man who believed him in when the world turned its back on him. That's why Momoshiki couldn't take over in chapter 80. If Sasuke's fate is sealed by the very act of saving Boruto, by being bitten by a claw grind after Sasuke told Boruto to run away, then the pain of that sacrifice will shake the entire narrative to its core. It's the ultimate reminder that even the greatest shinobi cannot escape the decay of time and circumstance. And that brings me to the ticking clock aspect, which is raising the stakes. And you'll see this in series like One Piece. Eiichiro Oda continuously uses the ticking clock in every arc that he does, a countdown, if you will, because it makes the reader read through the chapters faster. From a storytelling perspective, the ticking clock is brilliant. It's one of the quickest ways to get conflict for your readers as a writer. It's something that heightens drama. Nothing matches a ticking clock. By establishing Sasuke's situation as a race against death by chakra drain, it gives Ikimoto the chance to give Boruto and his allies not just a goal, but also a deadline. Every chapter, every battle, every decision could mean the difference between freeing Sasuke in time or losing him forever. This also forces urgency into the plot, and it raises the emotional stakes. Saving Sasuke isn't just about friendship anymore, it's about defying death itself. And it would also be Sasuke's full circle redemption. Even if Sasuke suffers greatly after being unsealed, this is the perfect culmination of his character arc. Think about it. The man who once wanted to destroy Konoha, who carried the curse of hatred, who walked the path of vengeance alone, chose to save Boruto, Naruto's son, his rival's son, even when omnipotence had altered his very memories against him, and he did it because he was believing in his daughter. That choice defined Sasuke. Not vengeance, not hate, not his whole thing about wanting to atone for his sins, but instead love, which I guess love is a dirty word now in the Boruto fandom, which is crazy because Naruto's whole story dealt with love as a concept and love being used to power characters up, including in the Minato one-shot chapter that everybody was sucking off, but because Kishimoto was the one writing it, we go, oh, okay, Minato gets a love amp, look right past it. But also its sacrifice and the belief in the next generation. Whatever happens to him next, whether he recovers fully, remains weakened, or suffers irreversible costs, it serves as the ultimate payoff for his journey, because Sasuke Uchiha, the rogue ninja now, he has come full circle. By protecting the child of the man he once called his greatest rival and his closest friend, and the guy he once tried to kill, he's come full circle. Sasuke's fate, it hangs by a thread. The danger, it is real. The time limit, it is potentially pressing, and the consequences could change Boruto's story forever. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, clicking here on the left to check out the chapter review if it's up on the channel, or click here on the right to check out videos from my other two anime channels where I talk about non-Naruto content.